Hey, Rob, my man, it's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Great to meet you, Elisha. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm doing
Beautiful,
great.
beautiful, my man, and thank you so very much for being here. And you see, Rob, oftentimes, yeah, my man, I love to thank my guests for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, my man, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invested in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, Rob, and just by the roadside, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Rob, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got
Okay.
I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me
hmm
because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Rob. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day. I was so excited. I tell you, it was a beautiful one that day. Here is my point, my man. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Rob that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. Your insights, your philosophies, how you're offering your solutions, the impact your work is having. My man, these stuffs are beautiful. And just before you got a text from me, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Rob is doing. Not only me now, but even with the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Rob. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
No, well, first of all, thanks for sharing such an amazing, beautiful story with me and with all
Thank
of
you.
us. And it's truly my pleasure. And I was flattered when you reached out, and happy to help and support you and your guests. So happy to be here.
Beautiful. I love the words you use. Happy to help and support because I tell you, the incredible stuffs you know are really going to play a great role. I tell you. I just can't wait for the conversation to get started. So you see, Rob, I'm so excited to have you on the show for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. You see, I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, Rob, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge, and darkness means ignorance. I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Rob on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, high opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, my man, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Rob, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your
Let's do
personal
it.
or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Rob got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Rob, my man, over to you.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll give you my personal background a little bit. growing up, school was extremely difficult for me. I didn't actually read till I was till 10 years old. Turns out I'm dyslexic. I'm severely dyslexic. It's something that I still wrestle with from time to time, even as an adult. It's always there. I just have a lot of great tools that I use on a daily basis to support me at functioning at a high level. So, so school is always challenging, and as but still was able to graduate with good grades and get by. And then was always a standout athlete in high school, was a standout athlete in college. I was a collegiate wrestler, so I really shined through and learned most of my life lessons through through sports, I would say, and having some tremendous coaches. And graduated a degree in business management, and then realized that I wanted to get work experience, and graduated with a degree in business management. Nobody's going to let me manage anything, so I needed a lot more experience. Decided to become an entrepreneur and starting businesses. And I had a natural knack for it. I think my first business was we had a golf tournament near my parents' house. Was able to start a parking lot there and was able to make quite a bit of money in a weekend. So that was a really fun, interesting learning experience. There's a whole bunch of different things happening. From managing people and friends and logistics and law enforcement and politics. So that was interesting. And then subsequently, I've gone ahead and started about 16 different companies at this point. I've done that in 5 different countries. I lived everywhere from New York to Denver to these days I'm in Miami Beach. I've done that, I shouldn't say countries, different cities. Also lived in Hamburg, Germany, in Tel Aviv, Israel. Also studied in Florence, Italy. So love to travel, love to be on the move, but also love to call Miami home. What else should you know about me? So my background as an entrepreneur for the last 20 years, 16 different companies in multiple different sectors. I'm always the business side of tech businesses and really merging tech with business and finding that niche. I'm partnering with some really brilliant technical minds is where I've had the most success. I've been lucky enough to have 2 successful exits. These days, I'm currently raising funds for a VC fund, mainly focusing government tech, deep tech, quantum space, AI, cyber, things of that nature. I also run a business summit where we bring together purpose-driven entrepreneurs called the Bond Summit. So it's a huge blessing for me to do that with my partner. And, I think just to bring everything together, about 15 years ago, realized that having a purpose or being mission driven or making an impact to others is really what lights me up and fulfills me. So I really try and bring that in everything that I do, which is why I do my business consulting, which really focuses on how do I bring entrepreneurs, business leaders up and make a difference for them, right? So what's going to make the difference? Everybody says that they need help fundraising. Everybody says they need help with sales. Great. But how do we build an amazing company that doesn't need help with anything, but people want to join and people want to be a part of? So that's really what I'm all about. I think that's me in a nutshell. These days for fun, all I do is kite surf and surf and do yoga, but it's all about quality interactions, quality people. And, I've also invested a ton of time in my network and having great people around me. And I truly believe your net worth is your network. And I'm blessed to say I have a great group of people that I'm proud to call my friends.
Amazing, my man. And I believe that's part of the things that sets you apart. The kind of heart that you have, wanting to help people, entrepreneurs, that's beautiful. So you mentioned creating the Bond Summit, and I'm a bit curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why did you create it and who is it for?
Yeah, so I'll go in the reverse order. It's for entrepreneurs that are or will be or want to be purpose driven, right? And how do we support you with everything that you need to do that? Now, I think, and it'll add more context to this, and the reason why me and my partner started it was I think it's a lonely road entrepreneurship in general. And I think it's a much lonelier road trying to be a purpose-driven entrepreneur in a materialistic world. I really, and even to this day, I still create, and I had this realization this week, I need to double down on surrounding myself with ambitious, smart people that want to make a difference in this world and that aren't necessarily driven by materialistic things. They could be ambitious because that's great, and they could be ambitious for wealth, but what are they using that wealth for? Not in a judgment type of way, but that type of energy attracts a different frequency. And so that's really why I created Bond Summit in many ways, selfishly, that I wanted it to be around more amazing people and make a difference for more amazing people that are purpose driven up to something in the world. And quite frankly, if I could get behind huge change makers, that is an exponential, and I can make a difference for them, or we can make a difference for them. That is an exponentially huge lever for me to make an impact out there.
Beautiful, and that's a great idea. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs
Nice,
need
though.
to be a part of that. So, what about this one? What is the biggest mistake leaders make when raising capital?
That it's about them, that it's about somebody coming to support them, that it has anything to do with their vision or their idea. People invest. Now, those all exist, right? And I don't mean, but you said the biggest thing. Why does an investor invest? They want to make money. They want an opportunity. They want, especially in a startup, they want an excised opportunity, right? They want to see a 10x, 100x return on their money. Right? Otherwise, there's much safer things that they could get a 10, 15, 20% return on these days. So your job as somebody who wants to go out and help people raise money is to show them the opportunity of why this will be great now and why you're the person to invest in. That's the context shift that has to happen.
I got that. Okay, so what must the leadership team have in place before seeking growth capital?
Well, growth capital means many things to many people, right? So I'll define it like this. We have pre-seed, seed, Series A, right? And you also have friends and family in the very beginning. Now, friends and family are people that know you, know you, and trust you, and are investing in you, not the idea. Pre-seed is, I have a concept. I have no proof. I have nothing. I just have this crazy idea. Please invest in me. Seed, hey, I have some traction. I don't have product market fit. I don't have everything figured out, but invest in me. Series A, hey, everything's figured out. I need more money so I could grow faster and just supercharge this. So or I could answer each one of those, but every one of those buckets is a little different. So which bucket were you referring to?
Let's go with the last one.
Series A.
Yeah.
Sorry, and just repeat the question again. What is the...
Okay. So, okay. What must the leadership team have in place before seeking growth capital?
Yeah, so if you're seeking Series A capital, right, and the leadership team, well, it has to have some level of maturity, right? You probably want to have that team filled out, not with a CFO or CRO or like 10 leadership positions, but you want somebody formally, maturely running the day-to-day business that has some experience with that. You want somebody fundamentally running the technical operations of that. And then you probably want a third person that is an industry expert in that field that really knows. So you need your overall business leadership, tech leadership, and probably a third person that could actually go to market and do sales and all that chief revenue officer side of things, right? So I think those fundamental three positions are really important. But fundamentally, you need to prove success, right? You need to prove, hey, we know how to find our clients. We know how to make money with these clients. We know how to keep these clients. And we know how to get more. And we want to move faster. So what do we need to move faster? You probably need better tech, more people, right? And we need more marketing or whatever to really just move faster and supercharge this. That's what growth capital is for. When we come with that story, it's not so hard to get it. Anything else, it's much harder to get.
So true, and I got that. Okay, so we have two more to go. All right, let's talk about success. So, how has your definition of success changed over your career?
Yeah, I think well, I think it's always I think it's always moving, and I think it's something that I'm even rediscovering now. There's a concept that I like to state. I used to live life in the sense of I need to have the things I need to have. I need to do all the things I need to do, and then I'll finally become that person I want to be. Right. So when I finally make money and travel the world, I'll finally be a philanthropist. And then about 10, 12 years ago, I flipped that on its head after doing some personal growth and development, or quite a bit. And I realized, no, I need to be the person I'm meant to be. I need to be that amazing individual. I need to be that person that makes a difference. I need to do all the things that I want to do. I want to have an amazing life, or I want to be that amazing person with that amazing life. And then I'll have the things that I want to have, whether that's materialism or anything else that access or whatever that is, right? So, what is success? I mean, I think it's different for everybody, but success is me is making an impact on others, being a great human day to day, touch moving and inspiring the people that I meet on a daily basis. And, it's great to even say it out loud because it's great to remind myself that those are the things that define success. Now, having a lot of money or assets in my bank account, that's also success, right? That allows me to do the things that I want to do, right? So I think it's a holistic approach, but definitely being a great person that makes that difference.
Being a great person makes that difference. I got. So there's this last one I'm very curious about and I'm so interested in. So how do you build meaningful business relationships in a transactional world?
Well, Tony Robbins first taught me this years ago. People only buy or interact with people that they like, they know, and they trust. Okay. You don't need to do it in a manipulative way. Let people trust you. Be trustworthy. Let people get to know you. Be a great person to know. Make a difference for others. Right? And be likable. Just be great. And just have fun with people. Right? I think Elijah, the thing that I first recognized about you, my friend, is your energy, your presence, the way you hold space. Right? You clearly are a guy that's likable. You're a guy that's trustworthy, despite I can't see your eyes. But just making this. But right, and I'm getting to know you, right? So there's many ways of people. I think the easiest way, if you want to get somebody to know you, it's the thing that I have the hardest time with, but it's my biggest superpower. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Open up about something that's ugly. Share that, not in a complaining way, but be vulnerable that this is something I'm wrestling with. Right? I wrestled with dyslexia. Right? I'm always wrestling with what's the best way to find more clients or make a bigger impact. Right? Be vulnerable with people. Be authentic with people. Be real, and people will get to know you, like you, know you, and trust you. And then you're doing business with friends. Then you're doing business with people that you want to be around. And it's not really a transaction, now is it?
Profound words. And you just broke that down powerfully, I tell you. And you really blessed me. Amazing. I love that. So to bring this to an end, my man, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to learn more about what you're doing, or even ask questions, or even reach out to you, how can that be possible?
So I appreciate this, right? So I'll go in reverse order. So if you want to get in touch with me, it's really simple. My website, my email, my handles on LinkedIn and Instagram. It's Rob Matzkin, robmatzkin at Gmail, robmatzkin.com on LinkedIn and Instagram, Matzkin. Now, what I'd like to leave people with, and really what, if I could have a few things. One, if I could ever make a difference for you in your company, reach out to me. I have an open door where I'll spend half an hour with anyone. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm just going to try and blow your socks off on how I can make a difference for you and give you the most advice I can in a half an hour to completely what really fulfills me is I can make a 1 degree difference shift in somebody, their finances, their life, their business. To me, that's everything. So if I could have that opportunity with you, I'd love to make that difference for anybody in this audience. And what I'd like to leave you with is be vulnerable, be authentic, be yourself, be trustworthy. If you could do that, I think anything's possible.
Be vulnerable, be authentic, be trustworthy. If you can do that, anything is possible. Wow, I got that too. So that's gonna be the end of the show, my man. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this powerful stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank
My
you, man.
pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.